Before we begin, remember, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay with me till the end, because the ending of this story reveals a truth many people miss about pride, unity, and purpose. After the Great Flood, Noah's descendants began to multiply again. Generations passed, children were born, communities grew, and valleys that were once empty started to fill with life. The land was fresh, untouched, a clean slate. People moved together as one great tribe, speaking the same language, sharing the same stories, building the same dreams. In these early days, unity was their strength. But unity without humility often becomes dangerous. As the population grew, families traveled eastward until they reached a vast open plain, rich soil, fertile ground, and enough space for a growing nation. Someone among them said, "Let us stay here. This land is good. This is where we will build our future." The place was called Shinar. It was here that their hearts began to change. In the beginning, their unity was innocent. People worked together, cared for one another, and shared resources. But soon, a spark of ambition crept into their hearts. They discovered a new method of building, making bricks from clay and baking them in fire. It was stronger and better than stone. This new technology awakened a new desire. A desire not to honor God, but to make a name for themselves. One voice echoed among the crowds, "Come, let us build ourselves a city greater than any before." And another voice added, "Let us build a tower that reaches into the heavens." The idea was bold, impressive, ambitious, but also dangerous. It wasn't a tower for shelter, not a tower for protection. It was a tower for pride. Thousands gathered, workshops were built, kilns burned day and night. Bricks were formed by the tens of thousands. The foundation of the tower rose tall and wide. Every day it grew higher. Every day the people's pride grew deeper. They said, "With this tower, no one will forget our greatness. With this tower, we will rise as gods. With this tower, we will never be scattered." They believed that nothing would stop them. Nothing could limit them. Nothing could humble them. But God, who sees all hearts, looked upon their work, and he saw what they did not. Their unity was no longer innocent. It had become rebellion. Scripture says something powerful. The Lord came down to see the city and the tower. Not because he could not see it, but to show how small it truly was before him. To the people, the tower was impressive. To God, it was nothing more than a fruit of pride. God said, "If as one people speaking the same language they have begun this, then nothing they plan will be beyond them." This was not a compliment. It was a warning. A united people with proud hearts can destroy themselves, and others. So God took action. In a single moment, everything changed. Workers called for bricks, but the person next to them responded in a language they had never heard. Leaders shouted orders, but no one understood. Friends, families, co-workers suddenly spoke different tongues. Chaos exploded across the construction site. People stood confused, pointing, shouting, frustrated, unable to continue the work. The unity that once held them together, now shattered completely. They stopped building. The tower remained unfinished. Their great ambition collapsed. The confusion forced the people to separate. Those who understood each other gathered into smaller groups. Some moved north. Others traveled south. Some went east. Others headed west. Different languages became the birth of different nations. And just like that, the tower that was supposed to keep them together became the reason they scattered across the earth. The place was named Babel, meaning confusion. The Tower of Babel isn't just a story about language. It's a story about the danger of pride. The people wanted greatness without God, glory without obedience, unity without purpose. But God is not against unity. He's against rebellious unity. Because unity wrapped in pride leads to destruction, while unity wrapped in humility leads to blessing. The Tower of Babel stands as a reminder: no matter how high we rise, no matter how great our achievements, no matter what we build, a life built on pride will always fall, but a life built on God will always stand. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because the next story continues the journey toward Abraham, the man God would choose to build a new nation.